questions should you be asking when buying a house? Whether you're a first-time home buyer or maybe you're an old pro, but it's been a while since you've made a purchase, I want to arm you with 4 absolutely necessary must-ask questions that are going to help you save time, money, heartache, and headache. If you are a buyer in today's market, you need to watch this video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica Monroe. I'm a realtor in the Bay Area and I specialize in Solano County. There is so much to consider when buying a house, but today I want to give you a really strong baseline to start from. For any house that you're really excited about, I would encourage you to ask if there are any seller disclosures available. Seller disclosures include specific information about that house and its surroundings. Sellers fill out a seller questionnaire and a disclosure statement, which will provide them an opportunity to tell you about any repairs, remodels, any potential material facts or defects. So if there was a roof leak or there is an active roof leak, if there were pest termite issues in the past and how that was cured, or if it's still an ongoing issue. You'll also get a natural hazard disclosure, which will tell you if the home is in a flood zone or a severe fire zone. Some sellers will also provide third-party disclosures, a home inspection, a pest termite, or a roof inspection. Now keep in mind, sellers are not required to provide these reports, and in fact, sellers aren't required to provide disclosures up front when they list the house. They have, per the contract, up to 7 days after offer acceptance to provide you with these disclosures. It's really amazing to have the information up front prior to making the offer, but don't fret, the sellers are not trying to hide anything if they don't have these ready. It may just be a county to county difference. Solano County, for example, it's not common practice to have seller disclosures available up front ready to go. It's a relatively new pattern and maybe only 40% of sellers have these available. You will have ample time during your inspection period to review the information, ask the seller any questions, and make sure you're comfortable with the condition and terms of the home. Question number 2, are there any factors that could impact your monthly payment? If you notice solar on the roof, you need to be asking, is the solar leased, is it financed, or is it owned outright? Only if the solar is owned outright will you get credit on the appraisal and will it increase the home's value. If the solar is leased or financed, you need to let the lender know right away and let them know what that monthly payment is, because they have to factor that into your max monthly budget. If you are shopping at the top end of the budget, you need to have this conversation immediately with the lender to make sure you've got enough wiggle room in your purchase price to include the solar. If the solar is a hefty payment, several $100s a month, it may reduce your maximum purchase price in order to make room for the solar. So really important to have that conversation up front with the lender. Same with HOA payments. If there's a monthly HOA, lender is also going to have to factor that into your monthly payment. You should also be asking if there are special assessment taxes or Mello-Roos taxes. They have to divide that per month, factor that into your monthly, and again, ensure that you are approved to make the mortgage payment as well as the additional factors such as solar, HOA, or higher taxes. Question number 3 has to do with potential structural changes. If you notice that the tax records are different than the bedroom or bathroom count the house has, or the square footage feels significantly larger in person than the tax records reflect, you need to be asking the seller if they are aware of any structural changes that were made without permits. Typically, if a contractor has pulled permits, it'll reflect on the tax records. There are rare occasions where the tax records are incorrect. I've had 2 actually this year where a builder incorrectly recorded the bedroom or bathroom count or the lot size. But more than likely, it means that an addition was made without permits. So you as a buyer need to understand that that addition may be done professionally and to code, but there's no way to verify because the permits were not pulled. You also may not get full credit from an appraiser because it's not reflected in the tax records. Just something to keep in mind, and potential issues for resale value. Question number 4 is to ask the seller if they would share why they plan to move. It's not usually something dramatic or earth-shattering. It's usually that they want to downsize or they're relocating for a new job, but it's helpful information and insight into seller timelines, their expectations, and their motivation. If they have a really short window to get their home into contract, obviously that may increase your negotiating power. You may be able to get into contract for less than you expected. Or perhaps the seller's just testing the market. Maybe they have ample time and a really specific number in mind, and they're okay to wait for the perfect buyer. That's good for you to understand as well, especially if you're already pushing the budget or you're shopping a little higher than you can really afford and you're expecting the seller to come down. Saves you time, energy, perhaps you keep your eye on that house, but understanding seller expectations is really important. For more information on how to be an educated and savvy buyer, check out my videos above. If you have specific questions, feel free to reach out to me at ericamonroe.com.